Are you tired of feeling like you're putting on a show to keep connections alive? Real relationships thrive when you are your authentic self.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
I thank you for tuning in. So, today, we're going to talk about being authentic and vulnerable. Now, Maurice, what does that mean? So, I am glad you asked. So, if you have listened to this podcast over the last 6 years, this particular one, over the last 6 years, I would like to know whether or not you have seen a change in the podcast. Feel free. Share it on social media. Share it, send me an email at mchisholm@chisholmgroup.net. Let me know what your thoughts are. Even take a look through my social media. There is a link for a feedback form. If you feel more comfortable writing it out, do that. But let me know what you have seen or what do you feel as though has changed with this particular podcast. Here's the reason why. As I have done this show for the last 6 years, I have truly grown into a place that I never intended for it to be. See, when I first started off, I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was doing it because of whatever reasons. It wasn't a true internal desire to do this podcast. And especially since I did not want to do it by myself. And here I am 6 years later, even though I have interviewed well over 250 people, and it has been great. But there were a lot of times where I had to do this show by myself, and I didn't know if I had the true value in my voice, in my knowledge, in my experience to pull it off. So what started to happen was, in these episodes, I started to show more and more who I truly was without compromising who I really am deep down inside. And so with that, I thought I had to be a certain individual coming on this show. I thought that I had to be a certain character on the show. So here is what I'm gonna use this as an example. I listened to someone on somebody else's podcast, and he talked about how a famous rapper had died. And so he mentioned that this particular rapper, there was a human, everyday side, and then there was the rapper name and that character side. And so he said he only knew the everyday person that still influenced the character, right? But the character might have spoken about some other things that may not have been him per se, but it provided some resources for him to use for his family, for his community, things like that. But he said that this individual wanted to change the lifestyle, the resources for the people he was around on an everyday basis. He wanted to teach them that there was something different that was out there than what we saw in everyday life which was perpetuated by what we might have seen on the TV screen. So, as he said, he had gone to the funeral, and he said everyone was talking about the character that this rapper created. But once he saw one individual who really spoke to the real heart of the real person, he said it changed the whole funeral. Ultimately, it changed his mindset because that's who he really knew. He didn't really know the character like that. Yeah, he might listen to a song here and there and realize, like, oh, okay, that's not really him. But when this person walked up to the podium and started speaking about the man, the individual, the son, the brother, whoever he might have been to these individuals, he's like, all right, that's the guy that I'm here for. That's the guy that I'm here to support and honor and make sure that I honor him with my presence, and his family, that we are in this struggle together and that we're going to continue to live out his dream of creating an environment where people could be their true selves. So understand that when you are your real, true, authentic self, that you are able to attract what you put out there. So sometimes, and I'm using this analogy of the real person versus the character, because a lot of times we fall in love with the characters and not the person that was behind the scenes, the one that created it, not the one that is the engine for that particular character. And a lot of times we put out a character because we're unsure of ourselves. So, if I am unsure, right? I doubt myself, but I'm going to create this persona that I am a go-get-it individual. And so in that persona of I'm a go-get-it individual, I am possibly overselling who I am. And here's the thing about that. Am I able to keep up with what I am selling with that character? Am I able to keep up with the persona that I have created? Am I going to ultimately be burnt out because I am representing someone that I am not? So what is the true value in being your authentic self? It's just having genuine conversations, having genuine relationships. You're going to attract people that's genuinely attracted to you. Like it's that magnetism, right? You're going to be because people will be able to relate better with you because you're more calm, you're more relaxed. You're not over speaking, you're not over talking, you're not over laughing, any of those type of things. So when I ask you, have you seen a change in this podcast? Is because you no longer see the character that I had created. Well, Maurice, I didn't see a character. No, there were some days I had to overhype myself, to be honest, to push myself, to become somebody else, something else. Whereas today you see Maurice. I really like, I really love, I really enjoy helping each and every one of you. In the meanwhile, helping myself. See, understand that these podcast episodes are not just for you out there, but I'm speaking to myself at the same time. So when you take time to sit back and hear the words coming back at you, whether it is while you're speaking it and saying it and taking your time with it, or whether or not you replay it later on, are you truly hearing what you're saying to yourself and realize, I can't continue on like this. I can't continue being someone that I am not. This has been a true journey for me to show who I am in a very authentic space. And it didn't hurt that I was able to have all these micro and or macro conversations with people that are either looking like me or don't look like me, with individuals who are in the same position I'm in, or greater, or even appear to be lesser. But understanding that, hey, all of us are on the same playing field. It just comes down to, are you able to maximize where you are in the situation that you are in, and understand that everything that happens, there's always an opportunity. Even though it seems like it is not, there's always an opportunity for you to make the opportunity better, greater. Are you going to seize the moment? So as you are your authentic self, and showing individuals that, hey, I'm real, because showing that you're authentic and real, like, that's being vulnerable, and allows individuals to feel comfortable with speaking with you, to sharing with you their own vulnerabilities, their own challenges in life, whatever it is. So I implore that you show who you are, and that you develop real connections from just being honest about who you are and how you feel. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected, and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?